Gregor, and I'm the clerk to the committee. I just wanted to point out one issue that's just arisen this morning, which is that there's only one member present from Gateshead Council. So normally there would be about 5 members. So I've had a look at the Constitution, and at paragraphs 8.6 it says I'd like to start by outlining some basic housekeeping. Before we commence with today's formal business, I would like to cover some of the housekeeping issues for us all to follow. Could I ask everyone to switch off or to make silent their mobile phones, please? You will note that measures are in place for social distancing. If you need to leave the room at any point, please use the doors to the left and right of the room and re-enter using the middle doors. Please ensure that you wear a face mask if you need to move around. Face masks can be removed when seated. Please keep microphones switched off at all times unless invited to speak by the chair. When invited to speak, please switch on the microphone nearest to you and introduce yourself. Can we please commence the meeting? Good morning. Welcome to the annual meeting of Mountsett Crematorium Joint Committee, taking place on Monday the 28th of June 2021. This meeting is being broadcast live through our YouTube channel. My name is Sarah Grigor and I am the clerk to the Joint Committee. Moving on to the agenda, item 1, membership of the Joint Committee. The membership of the Joint Committee for 2021-22 has been confirmed as follows. Durham County Council, Councillors V. Andrews, A. Beattie, B. Bainbridge, J. Charlton, C. Hampson, A. Hanson, P. Heaviside, K. Rooney and M. Walton. And for Gateshead Metropolitan Borough Council, Councillors D. Bradford, K. Dodds, D. Burnett, L. Green, S. Green and M. Ord. There is currently one vacancy to be filled by Gateshead Council. Item 2, apologies for absence. Do we have any apologies for absence for today's meeting?
Thank you, Sarah. Yes, I've received apologies from Councillors J. Charlton, Durham County Council, and Councillors K. Dodds, D. Burnett, L. Green and S. Green, Gateshead Council.
Thank you. Item 3, substitute members. Do we have any substitute members in attendance?
Thanks, Sarah. Yes, I've been notified that Councillor Joan Nicholson will substitute today for Joyce Charlton. Thank you.
Item number 4, declarations of interest. Does any member have a declaration of interest on the business on today's agenda? Thank you. There are no declarations of interest. Item number 5, appointment of chair. Could I please have nominations for chair of the Joint Committee?
Could I nominate Alison Beattie from Durham County Council, please? Yeah.
Are there any other nominations for chair? Is there a seconder for Councillor Beattie?
I'll second Councillor Beattie.
Can we agree then that Councillor Beattie is appointed as chair of this joint committee? Thank you. Do you want to come up?
Thank you, everybody, for that nomination. It was quite unexpected, but thank you. Moving on with the agenda, item 6, appointment of the Vice Chair. If it's okay with everybody, I understand that this has actually got to be a Gateshead member, so I actually nominate Councillor Bradford. Do we have any seconders for that?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Councillor Hampson. Moving on to the item 7, which is the minutes of the meeting held on the 24th of June, pages 3 to 6. Can we actually agree the minutes?
Agreed, Chair.
Thank you for that. Item 8, changes to the Constitution in terms of reference. Sarah, can you please present your report? Thank you.
Thank you. This report details a review of the constitution of the crematorium in accordance with the annual governance statement. It is recommended that the committee note the outcome of the review of the constitution in accordance with the annual governance statement and reapprove it. The constitution reflects legal titles, expenditure and surplus distribution on a 65-35 basis. The appointment and asset ownership remain in the agreement dated the 7th of September 1976. Durham County Council will remain the lead partner and manager of the facility. The review has not highlighted any requirement for change. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sarah. Can the Joint Committee approve the recommendation at paragraph 2, please?
Approved.
Are we agreed? Thank you. Moving on to item 9. Phil, can you present your report, please?
Thanks, Chair. This report provides details of the annual governance statement for the year April 2020 to March 2021. The annual governance statement is attached to Appendix 2 to the report and requires to be considered and approved in advance of the approval of the annual accounts, which are coming later for the financial year ended 31st of March 2021. The annual governance statement demonstrates how the Joint Committee reviews the effectiveness of its system of internal control and thereby complies with the requirements of the Accounts and Audit Regulations 2015. There are 7 assertions within the statement relating to governance arrangements, and the report sets out how the Joint Committee has complied with each assertion, providing members with assurance that governance arrangements are sound and operating effectively. So the report recommends that the content of the 2021 annual governance statement is noted, and it also recommends that the Chair and Treasurer approve and sign the 2021 annual governance statement. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you for presenting that report. Can the do we have any questions on the report, first of all? No? No questions? And can the committee approve the report? Agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you. Item 11, which is Mountsett Crematorium Performance and Operational Report. Over to Graham. Oh, sorry, have I missed? Sorry, yes, I have. Item 10, Revenue Outturn and Joint Committee's Annual Return for the financial year 31st of March 2021. Phil, can you present the report again? Thank you, sorry.
Thanks, Chair. This report seeks approval of the Joint Committee's annual return, which is attached to Appendix 3 for Mountsett Crematorium Joint Committee for the financial year ended the 31st of March 2021. This report sets out details of income and expenditure for that financial year and highlights areas of over and underspend against the revenue budgets. The revenue outturn is a surplus of approximately $390,000 against a budgeted surplus of $442,000, so it's $52,000 less than the budgeted position, mainly due to the temporary cremator purchase, but also partly offset by increased income due to the additional cremations carried out throughout the year. The final outturn position was broadly in line with the forecast position that was reported to the Joint Committee on the 26th of January this year. The report also gives details of the funds and reserves of the Joint Committee at the year end, taking into account the updated financial outturn. The retained reserves of the Joint Committee as at the 31st of March are forecast to be 609,358, along with a general reserve of approximately 298,000, giving total reserves and balances position of almost 908,000 at the year end. So the report recommends that members of the committee note the revenue outturn position, including the year-end position with regards to the reserves and balances, that they approve Section 1, Annual Governance Statement 2021 of the Joint Committee's Annual Governance and Accountability Return for the financial year, that the committee approves Section 2, which is the accounting statements for 2021 of the Joint Committee's Annual Governance and Accountability Return, and finally that the Chair, Clerk and Treasurer sign the Joint Committee's Annual Governance and Accountability Return for the financial year ended 31st of March 2021. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Phil. I'm just clarifying something because I've just noticed something in item 9 on the recommendations, that it actually says in item 9, members of the Central Durham Crematorium Joint Committee. So I'm just clarifying. Am I on the right page here? It's on page 38.
Right, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on page 38. If we can actually agree just to amend that before we actually move on, it's just jumped off the page at me there. I didn't notice it previously.
Sorry, it's Michelle Walton. Just if we're making corrections, on the business part A, number 7, it says minutes of the meeting held on the 24th of June 2021, but the minutes are actually 26th of April 2021. Obviously, the 24th of June was just last Thursday, so that's incorrect as well. Can that be corrected?
Actually correct that one. It's just I was a little bit concerned because this is an actual recommendation that we're recommending here. So I think we can agree that that actually should read members of the Mountsett Crematorium Committee as opposed to Central Durham Crematorium Committee. So with that being said, can we actually agree the recommendation? Sorry, first of all, is there any questions for Phil on that report? No questions. And can the committee actually agree the recommendation at item 9 with that amendment as I've actually suggested? Agreed? That's great, thank you. Moving on to item 11, which is Mountsett Crematorium Performance and Operational Report. Graham, would you like to, introduce yourself to our new members? And obviously move on to your report. Thank you.
Morning everybody, I'm Graham Harrison, Bereavement Services Manager and Registrar. I actually look after Mountsett Crematorium, Durham Crematorium and also all the cemeteries and closed churchyards. And my report is from the period the 1st of April 2021 to the 31st of May 2021. There were 223 cremations undertaken during this period compared to 428 in the period last year, which is a decrease of 205. As members are aware, been a significant increase in cremations over the last 18 months due to COVID-19. However, numbers in the current year are significantly lower than pre-COVID levels. Next item is with regards to memorials. For the same period, April to May 2021, there was 18 sold, which is £4,014, compared to 1,305 in the same period last year, which is an increase of 13 memorials and £2,709 income generated. Next items with regards to Mountsett Cremator Replacement. Members will recall updates were given the previous meetings of 2 new cremators with mercury abatement plant. We still continue to run with the temporary cremator, which has been invaluable during COVID-19. And one of the existing cremators has been removed during the weekend of the 22nd of May, and there's some photographs being shown below. The current cremator replacement began on Tuesday the 1st of June, and we're currently on schedule as per the timetable below. Chair, it's just a note. Comment.
Thank you, Graham. Does any of the committee members actually have any questions for Graham or any clarification? I appreciate for some of our new members it might be a little bit confusing at the moment as to what's been going on, but I'm sure Graham will actually explain it all to you outside this meeting. It's a long, very drawn-out story. So do we actually have any questions? No. Can the Joint Committee approve the recommendations that are listed in paragraph 3? Can we approve that? Agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you. Moving on to item 12, the forward plan for 21-22. Phil, can you present your report, please?
Thanks, Chair. This report sets out a suggested forward plan for the meetings of the Joint Committee for the forthcoming year of 2021-22. A proposed schedule of meetings showing a forward plan of reports that will be presented is attached to Appendix 2, with dates to be fixed nearer the time. So the report recommends that members of the Joint Committee note and approve the proposed schedule of meetings as set out in Appendix 2. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you for that, Phil. Does anyone have any questions or comments on the report? No. Can the Joint Committee approve the recommendations as at paragraph 3?
Agreed.
Thank you. Item 6, any other business? We have no other items of business, so that actually concludes today's business. Thank you for your attendance today. Could everyone stay muted until the IT broadcaster confirms that the recording has ended?